okubanga tutegeera emmere ennungi eri obulamu bwaffe tulina okuddayo ku nteekateeka ya Katonda eyatutonda. Omulamu waffe wasirebye nkwanirizaako nate mu program Effumbiro nange omwandizi wo Nantume Nora. Olunaku olwaleero tulina omugenyi waffe agenda okutuyigiriza something oba enva eziri different era ziri special. N'olwekyo mbadde nkusaba tovaawo. Kaakano tutuuse mu program Effumbiro nange omwanjuzi wo Nantume Nora. Olunaku olwaleero tulina omugenyi waffe agenda okutuyigiriza enva zaffe ze tugenda okuyigako olwaleero. Omugenyi waffe ono bamuyita Chef E. Daniels. Yes, Chef E. Daniels ye mugenyi waffe olwaleero era kansabe ababuuzeeko era atubuulire ekyatuleetedde. So Chef Daniels, you are welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm really so glad to be here as I'm going to teach you a special sauce from northern Uganda,
Okay.
which is called Bboo.
Oh,
Yes, other people call it Bboo, but we really have this that is cooked from our side, from Gulu especially.
so what do you have for us? Tubadde tukusaba. So omulabi waffe olwaleero tugenda kukyusa, tugenda kubeera nga tukozesa ennimi bbiri, Oluganda n'Oluzungu. So don't get confused. Yeah, katona what is this? Mbadde nsaba onyonyole omulabi waffe wasirye bien what this is and whatever we have here.
Yeah. Again, thank you for giving me this opportunity. These are greens. We usually eat these greens. This is something called gobe, known as gobe. Yes, this is gobe. And this one is otigo in our language. I don't know how it's called in Luganda or something, but that is how we also call it. But let's take it. Yes. So these are the greens that we are going to cook for today, and it's really a very healthy meal.
Okay.
Yes, and it does a lot because for me, I've come far from this, and it has really helped me a lot.
Oh,
as you see.
That is great. Omulabi waffe owasirye bien. Leero tugenda kuyiga kuzina enva ze bagenda otusomesa. Kino bakitugambye nti kino ekyolaba kino baliyita gobe. Then muno mu Luganda sikimanyi bulungi, but katukozesa erinnya chef lyatuwadde otigo. So bino bye tugenda okukozesa nga tufumba enva ze tugenda okuyigako from northern Uganda.
Yeah, as I've said, this is gobe and this is otigo. This is the combination that makes Bboo, known as Bboo. But there are other things that are added on this as we are cooking this. One of them is pasted OD. You can say OD, or you can say pasted peanuts,
Okay.
or G-nuts, which is also something that gives it a pasty look and a very good look.
Okay.
And then we also need salt, because you cannot eat food that is having no taste. It really looks weird. It's like you're eating rice without salt. So after that, we also need tomatoes. Tomatoes gives it that good, rich, good looking that you put in the food.
Okay.
Then after,
That's all.
yes.
Okay. So, Chef, could you just tell us who you are, where do you pray from, where do you come from? Yes.
Yeah, my name's okay. My nickname is called Chef E. Daniels, TikTok and other things. But my real name's Jaramogi Daniel. A very proud Acholi guy from northern Uganda.
Okay.
Yes, and a very proud Adventist.
Okay.
Yes, and I pray from my church is Bugema, that is my church. But recently, because of distance and everything and what I'm doing and studying and everything, I pray for Mount Olives, Nalia.
Oh,
Yes.
you're most welcome on this program, Effumbiro. Omulage waffe wasibe bien. Nkyakwebaza nnyo okwekomera ku program Effumbiro. Olunaku olwaleero tulina omugenyi waffe gw'olabye yeeyanjudde, Chef Daniels. So Chef Daniels, I wanted to ask, what inspires you or what inspired you to study this, like to study your course that puts you into cooking? Because I really don't know why. I just wanted to know, because cooking is for ladies. So why you a man? What made you to go into this?
Thank you very much for again giving me this chance to also explain myself. Cooking, yeah, it is known as cooking is for ladies and everything, but we all know, Kale, as guys, when we start our lives, as we are moving in the world, of course, leave that thing of saying women. Are you going to say that? Are you going to live without that life of like saying I'm going to facilitate for a lady to come at my place and start cooking for me or something like that? But I'm not saying that, Kale, that is the main reason that I really wanted. But what I'm trying to say is you at least do something for your survival before the other thing happens. Okay. So cooking, what inspired me in cooking is that I really loved, the fact is I like food. I like overeating food. That is the fact. I like eating a lot of food.
Okay.
And it started far back from my grandmother, then my mom, because also my mom is a chef. So I would see her cook, and this is my favorite sauce that I'm going to cook today.
Oh.
And it really inspired me, and I really went deep into it. And yes, I really want to expand. I really want to make people have a good taste on their taste buds. I want to make them have that change of different variety of foods that are around Uganda. So yes, and make at least my brand be a little bit bright.
That is good. That is good. So thank you for that. We are going to start into our preparation of Bboo.
Yes.
So what do we start with?
So usually as we are cooking the Bboo, there are procedures that are taken. Now these procedures that are taken are things that you have to know that deal with health and also hygiene. Actually, let me say something like that. So the Bboo that let's take this. This is the Bboo from the market. You have just bought it from the market with the Otigo. So as you are starting to cook these things, of course there are things that you have to buy. You have to mind about the ingredients, or what chefs call is a prep list. The things that I've mentioned above, you need this, and this. You also have to put that inside. But this is the first thing that you should do. Usually when you're going to cook, you have to mind about the hygiene. So you really have to wash these plants, because we do not know where they come from. Because farmers are very many in this world, and they grow with them, or they use those pesticides into them. So you have to really wash them. Then after washing them, you have to after washing them, you have to get like a bowl. Let me say like a bowl, a saucepan, and then there are things that are unwanted on this. Now the unwanted things are the stem, as you see, and all those things. I don't want to go back to that science world.
We only need the leaves.
But we only need the leaves, because the leaves is the, let me call it the cotyledon, or the food that you want to eat. It's the food that we eat. So when you get these things, usually we cannot just cook them like the way they are, because you really mind of the presentation towards the person who's going to eat. Imagine you are in a hotel and they bring for you food, and it's looking on a plate, and it is having some look like that. You have that mindset of like, what is this? Are these guys just putting things there because they don't want to cook or something like that? But usually in food, you really have to be presentable. So this is just keep on removing the leaves, and this is how you remove the leaves from this, because this is the unwanted thing that we do not want. So after you go to this Otigo, and then you also do the same. The leaves are the main things that, remember, these are the things that we really eat, and that's the main thing. Okay. So these are the main things that we really want from this, as you put this aside. So after getting this, of course, let me say this is where we have placed this that is available for now. Let's use this. Of course, you'll have to look for a working bench. This is our working bench, and then this is our chopping board. So these leaves, other people eat them like this because many tribes eat this. So first Luo, we like it actually we like eating it when it is cut into fine things, something that can be eaten.
Omulabe waffe wasire bien webale kwekumira ku program Effumbiro anga bw'otulabye tuyiga leero tuli kuyiga enva ze bayita Bboo from northern Uganda. So lino gobe nga bwe tuyize, then this is otigo. So tuyize nti tulina okuggyako ebikuta, si buli kimu, ebikoola rather, tulina okuggyako ebikoola like this. Bino tetubirya bisigadde, ebikoola ye essential sauce. N'obijjako nga bw'obiraba, nga bw'olaba like this. N'obijjako bulungi. Chef, I wanted to ask, why don't we eat the stems? Because I feel them, they are soft, they can be eaten, but why don't we eat them?
The fact is, I may not have a good direct answer to that, but from the way we have been having our historical things from back in the years, the way we grew up and even how our parents have been bringing us up is that they've been telling us that the leaves are the main things that we eat. Now, maybe if I'm to talk out something out of this is that these stems, the fact is, yeah, they are actors. They have a lot of importances because they are the ones that direct water to the leaves or something like that. But how pure are they? Let's just really think about it. Okay, let's put it in that format. Like this is now cassava, because cassava is a stem what tuber. Eh? So the cassava, even when you get the cassava, you have to at least wash it, so that at least you peel it very well, and then you eat something that is presentable. So it looks weird when you're eating something like this.
Okay.
Yes.
So Chef Daniels, what benefits do we get from this sauce?
There are a lot of things that we really get because greens are part. This is categorized under greens. So what really being greens is there are a lot of things. There are things like vitamin over K or something. There are a lot of things that I cannot mention, but the way greens that like the way. Let me give you an example of like the way we eat greens, because now first when we were in our childhood, the other thing of like when you eat greens, it gives you a good eyesight, and of which we thought it was a lie, but in this time as we have been growing up, this doctors sometimes also tell us that it really helps us in giving us also good eyesight too, and also strengthening the immunity in the body also.
So can you eat these ones like greens?
Yes, they are greens. They're regarded as greens also.
Okay. Omulabe waffe owasirye bien nkwebaza okwekomera ku program Effumbiro nange omwandizi wo nantumye Nora. Kati tumaze okuggyako ebikoola ku gobe ku stems zino zemulaba. Ze zino wano zemulabye. Ono gobe, then this is otigo. Kati tugenda kubyoza, then tubichopping, tubisale to come up with what we have here. So tugenda kubyoza, then tutandike okukola ki. Tulabye nti zino greens tusobola okuzirya nga greens eza bulijjo nga ebbuga, ejjobyo, nakati nabino tusobola obiryanga those greens. So emigaso gye tufuna mu greens mingi nnyo. Tufuna vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin C, eyesight, skin health, tufuna iron, magnesium. So mulimu emigaso mingi gye tufuna nga tulya greens. Ate nungi nnyo eri obulamu bwaffe. So right now tuli mu process wano nga bwe mutulaba ey'okuchoppinga zino greens. So chef, mbadde njagala okubuuza tusobola tutya okufumba zino enva oba these greens like the other greens?
Now these greens are somehow cooked. Okay, they are cooked differently. I don't want to say somehow or something because it will confuse people. They are cooked differently. Now, usually the normal greens you cook them when they are half cooked. Like for example, like the way you cook cabbage, something. Why? Because we believe that if you cook it half cooked, the things are so high that you get the main values that are from the food. Actually, you can see that from now because I think when you go to these normal restaurants, or let me say Mama Brown at the street, you find there's one who cook the cabbage and it is really too cooked and it is too stripped and too tiny or something like that you will not get anything. And now usually when you're eating greens you really have to taste and get the feeling. Now most people say that things are sour, but usually in Uganda here in Africa people cook things that they want to taste it and have it in their own taste. But if you are to go in the outside countries, or let me say international countries, their greens they cook them in a different way, like in a half cooked way. Why? Because they want to get the values that are in this thing. Now these
but even here in Uganda or in Africa, we've learned how to cook greens. We cook them half cooked. Yes.
Okay, that's good if people cook it half cooked.
We have learned.
That's good. Now these ones are cooked in a different way because you have to cook something when you know you have to get the values from it. Now this, as you are seeing, after cooking here, we have finished already mixing the otigo and the gobe. Now when it's cut, I don't want you to say that maybe you have not seen that we have mixed the gobe, but the difference is right here. Now this is the gobe. This is how the gobe looks like when it is cut, and then this is how the otigo looks like. I don't want to say that maybe I've not topped up this, but when you're cooking them, you combine them together. Because
so these ones are combined.
Yeah, these are combined from here and here.
There.
That's what I have done.
Okay.
Now, after cutting this, maybe actually you really have to cut this to the way that you really look presentable, because the way a person can really eat very well, just like the way you guys cut let me say, yes, nakati is something that when a person eats tagenda kubeeranga he's struggling with life, is like when I eat nakati or something, not the person have complained. Food is made for someone to have fun, because they say food is excitement, food is it changes people's moods. So this
has to change my mood.
Yeah, it changes people's moods. So after cutting this, you look the water. If you have boiled water, then that is something better. If you want to start boiling, you can do that. But for me to easify life, because people are going to be hungry and they're going to be on table, maybe waiting for something, like the ones who are viewing right now, I'm sure they are very hungry and they want to taste. So my water is already boiling. I have already put something there like a catalyst, because these greens are all, let me say, you can categorize them under that thing of like the way we cook beans. Usually when you're cooking beans, they really have that delay in cooking, but we top up some catalyst there. Now I've used the catalyst that I've put inside there, but there are very many categories of catalysts that you can put there to speedify something in cooking. Now beans there are very many things that people use locally and internationally and what. So other people use baking soda or something like that. But the normal one that people like using is that one that they call
chisula.
Yes, that one, chisula, the way it's called. Others call it magadi.
So wait, that chisula is the one that you put into the water to speedify it. Yes, okay. It's one that I've put it already in the water. So after cutting, and you have cut this and the water is now boiling. There are now these are things now you have to put near you, because my dear, when you're sometimes cooking, sometimes you can forget easily when you don't know, because me have made a mistake before and I cooked rice without salt. So you really have to be really sharp and you have to put things near you so that you can easily see. Okay. Omulabi waffe owasire bien. Bo bali kwekomera ku program Effumbiro. Oyinza okubeera eyo nga weebuuza greens zino nzisangewa. Tulina obutale obw'enjawulo bwe tusobola okujjamu okufuna greens zino egobe ne otigo osobola ogenda e Nakasero, e Kaleerwe ne any nearby market akatale akakuli okumpi ewaka. I believe osobola okubifunamu. Yeah, so afterwards.
So after cooking, after cutting this into the pieces, we are going to put it into, let me say, the boiled water with our catalyst. So we are going to put this mixture into the what?
Into the boiled water.
Yeah, into the boiled water or the mixture or the solution, and then after we shall give it some time to boil. But as that is on the fire, because we also need to put some tomatoes in it. And then we also have to mind about the tomatoes. Then after some time, we want to add some salt to give it a good taste. And then also top up some OD, which is the most favorite part, because I really love it when I'm even putting the OD. I already begin salivating as I apply the OD.
Because you can eat it.
Yes, I can even eat it like the way it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Obulabi waffe webale kwekomera ku program Effumbiro. Ndowooza olabye bulungi kye tuli okuyigako. Olunaku olwaleero tuli ne special chef bamuyita chef Daniels, chef E. Daniels. Oyo yenna yakatwegattako amanya gaffe ag'omugenyi owaleero ye chef E. Daniels ali kutuyigiriza okufumba bboo. Zino enva zaabo abantu abava mu Northern Uganda naye naffe twagadde leero okuzikuletera oziige in case okyaddeko mu Northern Uganda eggulu ewa. You can prepare this nga ffe ng'oziigidde wano ku program Effumbiro. So leero tulabye oyo yenna eyakatwegattako tulabye ki tuyize ku gobe ne otigo bye tukozesa okufumba enva zino. Oziggyako bulungi n'oggyako leaves ebikoola n'oggyako ebikoola nga bw'ola bye tukola, then n'obisalaasala n'obichoppinga bulungi ne bifuuka nga wano bw'obiraba, then n'obiteeka nga bwe tugenda okukola mu mazzi. So bwe tuba tufumba obanga tuteekateeka ebyokulya byaffe tulina okubeera very sure n'okubeera nga tuli ready with everything, nga buli kimu kituli kumpi, buli kimu kye tugenda okukozesa nga kituli kumpi. Owulidde chef atugambye nti sometimes yeerabira bw'abanga ebintu bye tabitegese okubeera nga biri kumpi, yeerabira okuteekamu omunnyo. So tuyige okukola ki, okuteekateeka buli kimu kye tugenda okukozesa okubeera nga kiri nniya oba okumpi naffe. Kati chef mbadde mbuuza ekyo ekisula kye tutadde mazzi bwe tukiteekamu tekitetaganya test.
About the test part about this, kale wetuba nga tufumba nga kale we are trying to measure up some things. Kati of course kale let me put that into chai. Wetuba nga tutaddemu chai, yasanga oli nga taddemu nga majani nga mangi oba natekamu sukali nga mungi. So sometimes it's good to really balance ebintu nwaki nobeera nga waki ya balancing. So tosobola kukwata for example magadi oba ekintu ekyo kyoyogeddeko nga kinene nga weebati n'osuulamu ate nga you're cooking something that is small like for 5 people as a family together. So
you know kupima.
Yes, the kupimaring is also something that is really very important about that.
Okay. So now this is the time
to
put
now
the things in the water.
This is the water that has been boiled. So we are going to mix everything that we have cut.
Ekyala kyembuuza oyo Tigo yeetaaga okuba nga mungi kubanga namulabye bwe twabadde tuchoppinga nga tusala aseerera. So yeetaaga naye olina okumupima, olina okukola ki because
Yes, it really matters also about that. Kubanga kati the thing that makes it really kubeera ng'eseerera is the otigo. That's the main thing. So you really have to mind about how much you put. Though tulina engeri that we can cook it even if it is very sticky like that. Waliwo engeri gye tusobola kukola kugattamu the paste and then you don't taste that thing completely.
Oh, because some people, they don't want that sticky thing. That's
Yeah, it looks. The fact is, I've been with very many people and they say it looks nasty. Omuntu wagitunuulira ng'olikikola, it looks like ne appetite ebulanga something. But this is something that is tasty. Well, even me, the first time I have a friend who has never eaten this, but the time I cooked for the person, yeah, it looked nasty. But after mixing my OD in it, that's when the person was really appreciative. So you just really have to mind about
your measure.
Yes, the measurement is also something. You're not supposed to put a lot as it is, but it depends on how you measure up something.
Okay. Omulabe waffe owasiye bien nate webali okwekomera ku program Effumbiro. Tuyize nti buli kimu kye tufumba, buli kimu oba kye tugenda okuteekateeka tulina okukipima. Olina okupima kubanga bw'oteekamu ate ekingi tekijja kuwooma. So olina okupima. So according to what we are cooking today, tuli kufumba otigo ne gobe. But otigo alina that sticky thing, ebyo ebintu ebiseerera. So bw'oteekamu ebingi, obuserezi bugenda kubeera nnyo mu nva. So you have to measure, olina okupima ekipimo bulungi so that enva zo zivaayo nga nnungi era nga zisanyusa amaaso. So ekyo tukiyige ekintu ky'okubalansinga buli kimu kye tuba tufumba. N'olwekyo nga bwe tulinda ebintu byaffe okutokota n'okuvaamu obulungi, katuwumulemu katini ate era tukomewo mu feezi ey'okubiri bwekumire ku program Effumbiro wano ku ABN TV. Omukwano atulaba kulikayo mu kuwummulako okwo, kaakati tukomyewo mu feezi ey'okubiri. Feezi eno ey'okubiri mulimu okusala ennyaanya then n'okuteekamu odi mu nva ze tuli okufumba. So chef, badde njagala okubuuza, I wanted to ask, why don't we have onions, green pepper? Lwaki tulina butungulu, green pepper, biringanya? Why don't we have them?
I actually according to what I may say, these some of these things are acidic. Now onions, I have some acidic taste that are in it, but for us traditionally, I don't see people. I've never seen people using onions when cooking this bowl. From my childhood, that's because that's what my grandmother would cook for me, and the bowl I've been testing around, I have never found that onions. Because usually we only use that. We only use the bowl and the otigo that has been mixed, and then the tomatoes. That's what main things that we really use, and then plus either the magadi or that thing that you really said.
So the magadi he's talking about is called in Uganda ekisula. So that kisula, ekyo ekisula kyayogerako ba magadi, kyekyo kispeedinga enva zino okujja amangu because they take some good time. So ekyo ekisula kyekikola ki? Kyekiyanguya enva ezo okujja. So kyefu enva zaffe ziri mu kutokota. So chef, how can this sauce right now, it smells like medicine. There's that taste, that smell, like, not the taste, that smell, that
like leaves.
Yeah,
raw leaves.
like raw leaves. It doesn't smell bad.
Yes.
So how can I remove that?
No, are you saying now that still comes back to the other thing that you are telling me? So in these plants we have chlorophyll in them. That is the green pigment you are seeing. But remember, this green pigment, not that just like the way you have given that face structure, and like it looks like medicine or something like that. So that chlorophyll is one that smells like that. It looks, you may ask yourself, it even has a strong scent that is affect. Other people even have allergies. They may start doing that. Now, why we boil it is that we want to at least kill its active what? How can I say it? It's reacting that the chlorophyll, that when you taste it, it can give you that. Yes, you cannot get it. But we cook it like halfly because that is the process. Now, another thing I really want to talk about is these greens very well. Usually when we are cooking these greens, you may see you say that you cook it like other things like nakati or something like that, or boiling something like that. These greens, you can see how they look different. They are really different from the way we boil like other things. This one's even boiled like milk and even comes out and pops out. I think even you see it's bringing out bubbles. So that's all the chemical equation that is happening between those plants that are inside there, the chlorophyll and all those other things. So when you're cooking these things, for those ones who are at home, when you're cooking these things, this is how actually you can easily know that they are soon getting ready. Now, this thing doesn't take long to get ready, by the way, because when you start seeing this yellowish pigment or that color, it shows that it's getting ready.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how it shows that it's getting ready. When it starts bringing out that color, then it brings out some others, even it brings some like tukong, something almost orange or something like that. Just like back in the days when you're in chemistry, maybe you can say an orange precipitate or something like that. So it brings out something. But this is how it gets ready, and this is how you get to know that it is ready. Is there any other question you want to ask?
No. No other question. Omulabi waffe owasirie bien nkwebaza nnyo okwekumira mu program Effumbiro. Oyo yenna eyakatwegattako, tuli okufumba enva ze bayita Bboo from Northern Uganda, and Chef Daniels gw'olabye omugenyi waffe olwaliro yatuyigiriza okufumba enva zino. So abadde atugamba nti bw'olaba kala eno eya yellow, awo enva ziba zinatera okujja. Era that smell gy'owuliranga like eddagala nga enva ziwunyanga eddagala, that is chlorophyll. So that is it. Tetutera nnyo kufumba greens like eno. Twamanyira kufumba nakati, buga, dodo, ejobyo. But then this is something that is different and unique from our brothers in the north. So leero bye bye tuyize olwaleero. So tugendagenda mu phase eyokusatu eyokuchopinga ennyaanya. Ennyaanya zino enva tezeetaaga butungulu. In case they feel like that is what they want to cook, because mmere eri wide, the system of food is really big. Naye kati nga nze ndi chef, ntula ali ku kitanda kyange natandika okulowooza ngamba kati nange kanditeyo recipe ng'eno nefaanana weebati and something like that. So it's up to you, but this is traditionally just like the way you find like back in the days in history, and you say the Bagandas put on wagomesi, something like that. So this is our traditional way how we cook to prepare it. Yes, but it's up to you. Izogama can take a call this, and then you see how it tastes, because that's what chefs also do. You can explore. Yes, explore. It's the main thing. Kano omulabi waffe wasirie bien nga bw'owulidde chef atugambye osobola okuvumbula nawe ne weeyigirizayo recipe eyiyo ng'ofumba zino enva n'olaba bw'oteekamu obutungulu, bw'oteekamu garlic, bw'oteekamu green pepper, how will it taste? Bina testinga bitya, binaawoma bitya, naawe n'oteekamu n'olaba. Naye for today traditionally nga bw'olabye batugambye, we do only tomatoes. We put tomatoes and odi. Yeah. Kati chef tubadde n'ekirala tusaba otuyigirize engeri gye bachoppingamu. Njagala nnyo okuchoppinga ezo zino, this normal cutting. Chopping. Chopping ennyaanya ezo bulungi. It's not hard. It's really not hard, yes. It is very easy. It's just very easy. But no, the reason why I'm cutting these tomatoes like this
is that Kale, for me, the way I was brought up is that some you find I would cook sometimes food and my grandmother would start complaining like, I don't eat these shells. And actually it is most people don't like the shells, this hard topping or the hard cover of a tomato. They really don't like it. So usually I can remove it out. You can either do it in this way, others you can say steaming. Others you can say steaming. So this is another thing that I had even forgotten to tell you, is that this thing swells, it is like milk. Inganga amate swellinga nnyo.
Nebimba. Neyiika.
Waneewulira nga eyagala kuba omuntu. So to make it at least calm down, I know nga otabulamuko katono awo, so that it can at least be down. Otherwise you'll find that it has poured down. At least to make it be having that moderate. Or another thing you can do is putting it at a simmer range. The simmer heat that I'm meaning is that heat that I can say that is medium. Something that is medium. Other people have it, they do it traditionally, whereby you can first remove the saucepan from the sigiri and first put it down and then wait for that thing. In case you find like now, for example, what I'm doing, you can do this. But usually I'm not supposed to do this. This is not what I'm not supposed to do, because now as a chef, you have to be well prepared. These things should have been cut already. It simplifies time. Yeah, just simplifies time.
So, chef, how did you ask? How many tomatoes or nyanya mekaze tusobola okuteeka mu nva, and why don't we use oil? Can't fly it.
No, actually that's also another method of cooking it in a different way. But this is another way of method of cooking that bowl. This is how we cook the bowl. But actually, thank you for reminding me. The way I've said it is also something else. So that food that we have cooked, that is bowl, that is there, the way you're seeing it, to other people they eat it like that. That's how they eat it. Yes, they just add the tomatoes that we have and put it there, and then they eat it like that. Others even can just put mukene, that is known as mukene or silverfish. Yeah, small fish, and they put there, and then they eat it like the way it is. Then there are other people who get it, who get this, just that I don't have time. Maybe next time we shall do that. You can get the like the way they have been cooked. You can kusengeja them after. Remove that water, and then you remain with the leaves. Then you get another saucepan, and then you get eggs. Now after getting the eggs, you can combine the eggs. Now that's when you also that's also the process where you can also use cooking oil, because you need to add some onions and all those things, so that when you also put that egg, it catches up with that sticky format. It makes it easily catch. Now that green will come like, let me say, we are seeing greens with an egg, or like a cauliflower. It will look like that, but with some greens attached to it. So that is also, there are very many ways people eat that. That one is also the way it is food. They just put salt and things move on.
Okay. So what are we doing now? When are we putting odi?
So odi is going to come after putting the tomatoes. Because why I'm saying after putting the tomatoes, because it's what we are trying. We're trying to follow our mise en place of cooking that. So after putting this there, we have to wait for this to soften. Okay. And the reason why I'm cutting it in this format is that, my dear, there's no way you're going to eat a size like this in food. Actually, you'll find chefs who are eating food. They've come in a restaurant and they want to eat food, and then they're finding a whole tomato like this in the food, and like, nigga, what is this guy giving us? So it's really important to cut things sizable, and as a cook, you cook something knowing that you put yourself in that place whereby you are the client, you are the customer who's waiting for bo sauce, something that is eatable, because this bo is not only eaten by adults, it's eaten by kids. Yes, I've just from telling you that it was my favorite from my childhood. It's what they used to cook for me. So you have to cut them sizable, so that the person can eat and feel comfortable. Not the person who's going to eat and start looking for water and is strangling the person.
But above all, in cooking, you have to give out something that is presentable.
Yes, that's the main thing. Not something that make a person first look for and then even looks for, puts on guards everywhere and look for water earlier, which is something not comfortable, because food is something that people eat food for joy, happiness, just like the way you see a cake. Actually, when you go into the cake department, I don't want to go deep into it because I think it's too. But food gives people excitement.
Enjoy.
Yes,
It
to
changes
enjoy
moods.
and to meet with family members, so that you eat with them, be happy, remember those moments, something like that. But my idea, it's like, for example, you go in somewhere and you're eating with your family and you find like, okay, they pasted the binyewa, kale ekyenyanja mu binyewa. Is it like that? Yes. Maybe the binyewa has got burnt, and you hear that chihuahua that is inside in it. Eh? So
Yeah.
all of you have that feeling of like, no. So that's what I'm saying. Food is also an expression. The person eats it and gets joy.
Okay. Omulabi waffe awasiye bien. Kyakwebaza nnyo okwekumira ku program Effumbiro. Tuyize nti bwe tuba tufumba tetulina kufumba fwa. Tetulina kumala gafumba. That is the word. Tetulina kumala gafumba bintu bitawooma. Bw'oba ofumba leka obwongo bwo na buli kimu ekikuliko kibeere concentrated on what you're cooking, ku ekyo ky'ofumba, so that bwe kivaayo kiba presentable, n'akirabyeko kimuwa appetite, kimuwa essanyu, okulya. So katubeere so keen mu ebyo bye tufumba, tusanyuse abo abatuli okumpi n'abaagalwa baffe n'emikwano gyaffe ku ebyo bye tuba tubaleetedde, ebyo bye tuba tutadde ku plate. So chef, I think we should
So after we are going to put the tomatoes, then we give it some time, because tomatoes don't take a lot of time. You give it time to soften, maybe after like, let me say 5 minutes. Then after the 5 minutes, we are going to add the salt in it. And after giving it salt, you give it time to boil so that the salt can try to mix up with the whole solution. And also salt helps it in also losing that sour taste also. Eh? And moves it. Yeah, it also tries in removing it. So
should we pour?
Yes.
Olwaleero tuli kuvumbula. We are exploring. Kumva ze tuyita Bboo from northern Uganda. So nga bw'olabye tuzze nga tulabye steps ez'enjawulo, ka tuli ku eno step kututuuse nga tuteekamu ennyaanya.
So
tulina zina n'ebitokota.
yes, you have to wait for it to kutokota
I think we should increase on
and then for now, because you don't want to again also waste so much time, you can also top up the salt there. Eh?
Okay, you can
By
put
measuring
the salt.
the salt. So for this one, I'm just going to do first we call it a pinch of salt.
Wow.
Some nice pinch of salt. Eh? The reason why I'm doing this, actually, it's sometimes it's okay not to know how the food is going to taste, but you also have to know, you have to be very sharp at taste also sometimes. So you can put little bit of salt and you estimate. The reason why I'm putting this little amount of salt is that I don't know how much how much salt is put in. Yes, because there's putting too much here, and then this one has also a lot. Then the taste just becomes too salty.
Okay.
So here we're going to give it time to boil. It will not take long because tomatoes get ready very fast. You can give it roughly like, let me say 6 to 5 minutes. Then after,
We put on
so after it cooking, then we are going to get some. You can either leave it at a simmer temperature, heat temperature, and then the reason why I brought this, or we can use a bowl like this to mix something, but I think this one looks more bigger. But also,
so what are we going to use this for?
But also, now these greens, with the water that is inside here, it is also too much. So you also have to reduce a little bit of some water. Why the reason we put it there? It's like, for example, you cannot put sweet potatoes, and you know they are somewhere here, and then you put little water. So you can just put it and then you estimate, and you know that when I put it at some level of water here, it's going to get ready. This and this, and it will even not give an excuse to the other ones that are below to take long to get ready. Because my dear, I've overcooked that and it has happened to me. I cooked something that was really raw. So we give it time here, and then the other process will come in after some time.
So we are using this saucepan to separate the water. That water.
Yeah, we are going to reduce some water out of it.
So, and nature chembuza chef. Ono di. Tugenda mutabulamu n'amazzi. We're going to mix it with water.
We are not going to add any water now.
We are putting
The water that is inside here, we can call it, in the chef language, they call it broth or stock. So I can say that this is now the boar stock or the boar broth, the water out of it, because it smells like boar. Then again getting maybe say unboiled water, and then again you mix, or you can also use boiled water to that. But for me, to easify life, I want to use the broth that is inside. So it's that water that you have subtracted, like, and you have seen like maybe it is too much, you can put it aside. It can help in also mixing that. Or if you find that it's too low, it's always there for plan B, in case you see like something is really low. To reduce it to simmer again and leave it at that range, or you can switch it off also, and then you leave it at that range. Then you remove it.
Okay.
Remove it, and
then filter.
Then you filter.
Should I make like stir like this?
That's going to still be sticky. So I think I'm going to again reduce some broth. Maybe at some stage there.
So omulabe waffe atulaba tuli kuyiga enva ze bayita Bboo from northern Uganda. Eno stage gye tulimu tuli kugyamu amazzi mu nva. Twasoose before nga zibadde zitokota ne tuteekamu ennyaanya nga bwe walabye ne zitokota n'omunnyo. Kati tuli kugyamu amazzi gali eri g'olaba kati ge tusengejja, so that tusigala ne leaves gali amazzi agabaddemu ne gavaamu. So chef kyembuuza zino leaves ze tugenda okuteeka modi.
Yeah, you can either do this or you can use the water, the broth. Are you seeing that? Okay. You can either you can either decide to, but usually when you are cooking this, you have to be leaving some to warm to keep the food at its temperature. As you also get this one that is aside, and then you mix it up. Okay, now let me use this. You can do this. Let me just do this to look more simpler. So these are the leaves. I think you can see when the tomatoes have become softer. So after, So after
So what about the other one that is on the head?
that
Aren't
one
we
that
going
is
to filter it?
that one on the heat, no, this one remains like this because it is like when you're cooking beef stew and then you remove all the water. Now what are you going to remain with? Nothing.
Okay.
So this one we are going to add some. That will be enough.
Okay. I'm learning, Njiga, because this is new to me and to us all. No,
Then-
not us all. Some.
Then from here, this is our D. Very good looking, very
So wait,
appetizing.
Wait. We filtered the water,
Mm.
and again we have put it back.
Mm.
Why?
Now,
Yet even the other one
now-
still has water.
yes, which one? Down on
That
the
one.
fire?
Oh, we are going
Yes.
to only use this one.
This is the one we are going to use.
Okay.
Okay, now let's say like the other one, I saw like it was okay too much. So I had to reduce so that it
to
can give me
reduce.
that's what I was saying. You have to measure and you try to see that the things are good looking. Eh? So you have to use this as it is still also hot, eh? So that it can stir very well. So we are going to get some OD and then we pour into this. Then we are going to stir.
Enough.
Yes, this is enough.
So chef, which types of food can we eat from this sauce? Using
Types
this
of
sauce?
food. The types of food that we can eat with it, or the accompaniments that you can add into this food are sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are also good with this. Boiled sweet potatoes, they are good with it. And then the other poko, first we call it kalo. I don't know how other people call it, but it's usually us and the Japs that like eating the kalo, or people from north, or even some people that know about it. Eh?
That like kalo.
Yes, that like the kalo. And then other people even eat it with rice.
Posho.
Posho is also another one.
Yeah, it
So-
looks to go with posho.
So such foods just like that. Cassava, boiled cassava.
Oh.
It is also something very good because now for us, sometimes we would have this as breakfast.
With cassava.
Yes. You can have this with breakfast
But doesn't it take time
too.
to prepare for breakfast?
No. Like now for us after cooking, like the food, there is some that can remain like for tomorrow. Eh? Now instead of now, because the first we have that thing of like it's not good to throw food. So now after cooking, of course, there is that remainder that remains that is there. Everyone cooks and it is always there. Either it is meat or what, either you'll find that the kasupu is done that has remained there.
Amawolu.
That kamaoro. It is something good. And another thing, this food is also good for people with ulcers, by the way.
Oh.
Yes, because it is pasty and it is something good. You eat it and you get satisfied and you're like, wow.
Okay. Let me see.
So this is how it will look like.
Oh. Oh, it looks nice. I'm just ready to test. Omulabi waffe owasiriye bien nkwebaliza ddala okwekumira ku programu eno Effumbiro. Mwe tulabira ebintu ebyenjawulo ebyokulya, emmere ey'enjawulo, enva ez'enjawulo ze tuyiga from different people and from different culture. So olwaleero tuyize okufumba bbo naye tulabye nti enva zino tusobola oziriirako emmere ey'enjawulo. Tusobola oziriirako lumonde, akawunga, omuceere, muwogo. Yeah, amatooke osobola okuteekako n'amatooke explore vumbula teekako emmere yonna gy'owulira gy'oyagala yes osobole okuwoomerwa naawe weefunira recipe eyiyo so tugenda kutuuka mu kiseera eky'okutesitinga ntesitingireko omulabi waffe eyo nayo gyali eyo gy'oli obeere able osobole okufuna that urge that desire okupreparinga oba okuteekateeka enva zino zetuyizeeko olunaku olwaleero nga bw'olaba bwe tuze tukola all the steps how to prepare bboo from northern Uganda. This is how our plate looks like. Bweti esowaani yaffe bwefaanana olunaku olwaleero. Kyemaze okulaba mu kufumba tosobola kugamba nti buli kimu okimanyi. Tosobola until you find someone else who will challenge you. It is so delicious, Bambi. It is so delicious. Try it. Try it. Chef, what do you say?
Your answer is my...
The plate looks nice. Omulabi waffe wasiri bien mbadde nkusaba otuwe ku feedback otubuulire engeri gye tukozeemu kiki ekibulamu ne any response you would like us to work on. So Chief, anything you would like to say before we conclude the program?
I just want to say thank you for giving me this time to come here and at least give you some knowledge about cooking, because cooking is something practical and we learn from it. And people out there, you shouldn't give up on something cooking, because me too, I also have difficulties in cooking. I'm not so perfect. As we see, we learn from each other. So when you get to learn something, you may be like the way she has said, you can put it down and then they'll see what they can try to do. Or if by chance you meet me personally, because I know some of you are now seeing me and you might even know me by face or by TV, you have seen me from TV, you can approach me and then I can teach you. But it was really nice to meet you.
So where can these people find you?
You can find me in church. Yes. You can find me in church.
You said even on TikTok?
Yes, on TikTok as Chef E. Daniels.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Omulabi waffe wasiri bien tukwebaza nnyo okwekumira ku program Effumbiro. Webale nnyo kubeerako. Tusinkane wiiki ejja the same time okuva ssaawa 5 mpaka ssaawa 6. Mukama abankuumire. Bye.